Hey everyone, it's me Michelle again and welcome back to my channel. I'm coming back today with another what's for dinner video. In today's, I'm going to be making a Cajun inspired rice and gravy, and I'm also going to be doing a brown sugar glazed pork chop. So if that's something you're interested in seeing how to make, then just keep on watching. For our first dinner, we're going to be doing the brown sugar pork chops, and we're going to be starting off with about 3/4 of a cup of brown sugar, and then to that we're going to add some fresh ground black pepper. And then we're also going to put about a teaspoon of salt. It looks like a lot, but it's not. It's just a really small container. And then we're also going to add about another 1.5 teaspoons of garlic powder. We're going to mix it all up because this is what we're going to rub into our pork chops. Now for this recipe, a very important step is making sure that you line and then spray your pan. Because of the brown sugar, they do have a tendency to stick, so you just really want to make sure you have something in your pan, making your life a little bit easier. And then after we have all those in there and they're patted dry, you just add your rub, and then you're going to rub it in to the meat. It kind of looks like it's disappearing, it's dissolving with whatever moisture is left on the actual pork chop, and then you're going to do that to both sides and make sure they're thoroughly covered. After you've thoroughly coated your pork chops and everything is nice and covered, you're going to put them in the oven at 350 for about 30 minutes. You just want to check your meat to make sure it's done in the center, and I accidentally ripped my aluminum foil, but I got it. Now I'm moving on and I'm chopping up some yellow potatoes that I just had on hand. I'm going to be making some Parmesan and herb potatoes to go along with our pork chops. I'm going to add a 1/2 stick of butter to the frying pan. I know that seems like a lot, but we want these to fry and not stick to the pan, so we need quite a bit to get that done. Once that is all nice and melted, like it is here, we are going to throw in those potatoes. And I added in some Cajun seasoning, and then I also put on Italian seasoning. Then you're going to stir them to get them all evenly coated, but we're actually going to let them set for quite a bit. You want to make sure you get a nice crust on the edges and also make sure that you're getting them cooked in the middle. I made the mistake of stepping away for just a second too long, and some of my potatoes kind of got a little over brown, but it's all right. We'll just roll with it. And this is what it looked like when it was finished. I just made up some green beans really quickly in the microwave to go with it. And my kids really enjoy it. They really love those potatoes. I was able to pick out the ones that got a little too brown, but this was a family favorite. Moving on to the rice and gravy, I'm using up that other 1/2 stick of butter from the last recipe and adding in 1 bell pepper and 1 onion, and then I'm also adding in a pound of ground beef. To that I'm adding in a generous sprinkle, I'd say about a tablespoon of Cajun seasoning, some Worcestershire sauce, or however you say it, some garlic, and I'd say about a tablespoon of that in some of the juice from the minced garlic container. And then I'm also going to be adding in a can of mushroom stems and pieces. This is kind of off the cuff. It's Cajun inspired because I'm sure I did something not quite right, but I'm following pretty true to the original recipe that I was taught. After everything is mixed together, we are going to let it simmer down and cook as much liquid out of it as possible. The goal is to kind of brown this first set of meat and vegetables so that you get all the flavors sticking to the bottom of the pan. That is where all the good flavor and the color in this dish is going to come from, is from the drippings on the bottom of that pan. After it looks like this, you're going to want to add in the water, and this is 4 cups of water. And as you're stirring, you really want to make sure to scrape the bottom of that pan and get all those bits off. After that is in, we are going to add the cover. In total, we do this 3 times. I set a timer for about 25 to 30 minutes, and then I'll check on the pan. Right as you're going in for the 3rd time of reducing it down, you want to cut up some smoked sausage. I use the Manda brand. Savoy's is good, and so is Richard's. If you're going to look for like a true Cajun tasting sausage, those are the best ones around my area that I've found. And you're going to add that into the pot so that it can start cooking with everything else. Also, as you're about to reduce it for this third and final time, you want to go ahead and start your rice either in your rice maker or on top of your stove. I always use my rice maker just because it's more convenient instead of having all the pots on the stove. When we open it up that last time at about this point, it is just about done. We're going to scrape it again and make sure we have all those flavor bits off of the bottom of the pan, even the sides of the pan if we can. And then just add a tiny bit more water because we are putting this over rice. And this is what it looked like when it came out. It was so good. The beef was so tender, it just melted in your mouth. I don't know. I've made it several times. This is one of the best times I've ever made it. And that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. And if these are the kind of videos you want to see from me again, just let me know in the comments and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!